What's up, everybody? This is your boy, the infamous TMF, back at it again with another unboxing and review. This time we have the Joe Fixit wave right in front of us. Yes, the entire wave. We're about to open these up, put Joe together, look at all these individual pieces and figures, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them and what I think of them. And at the end of the video, I'm going to say whether or not they're worth getting. Let's just get right into it. So first off, we have Gamerverse Captain America. Now, they already released a Gamerverse Captain America in his more traditional color. This right here is like another skin that you can unlock in game. And the way they differentiated this one and kind of forced you to get him was by putting him into the Joe Fixit wave and giving him an alternate head without the mask. I think that is a pretty nice way to get me to get this, and so I got him. I don't even have the regular colored Captain America, at least not this version. I think the black looks pretty good on Cap. Nice stealthy look. Does make this shield pop kind of crazy. Like maybe the shield should have been black too, but it is what it is. Despite what everybody is saying about the game, I do really enjoy these Gamerverse figures. Because it's just going to give us a big run of the more classic characters. For some reason, we don't yet have a Thor or a Black Widow Gamerverse figure yet, but I'm sure they're on the way. And Hawkeye, now that they're going to be in the game, both Hawkeyes. And here we have a stunt double Captain America, as people like to call him, but honestly, I think for a video game face, the faces were fine. I'm not gonna say they were fantastic. They were fine and the graphics were good. I think people just overreacted a little bit because the aesthetic of the game is a little bit too close to the MCU. So people are like, where's Chris Evans? Where's Robert Downey Jr.? Stuff like that. That's him with the helmet on. His lips are a little too pronounced. I don't know. But I do like it. And this man stands like a champ. I see him with this that's pretty cool. So this shield has a notch for you to put a hand in. You know what? Let me just show you. He did come with extra hands. That is nice. So you could either put the shield in this notch, or you can flip it and just wrap it around his wrist. I like that. That's a nice touch. That is a nice touch. Next in line in the wave, we have Atmosphere Iron Man. That's the name of the skin in the game, I believe. He's basically just a repaint of the gold, white, and silver atmosphere. I mean, not atmosphere, Star Boost armor. The difference in this one is that one, they gave him a piece of Joe Fixit, like they did with that other version of Cap. They gave him the left arm, they gave Cap the right arm. He doesn't have these blasts. He does have alternate hands, But one bonus that he does have, again, same reason with Cap, which is why I went for this, is that alternate head with no helmet. That's a big deal. And look, it is not Robert Downey Jr. Don't freak out, guys. It still looks like Tony to me. I think out of all the characters, they did the best job on his face and Kamala's. Let's get this open. Atmosphere armor. Tony Stark develops his cutting-edge atmosphere armor to defend the world against catastrophic threats. Yes, I was right. Oh, and the Cap armor was... The Cap skin is referred to as the Stealth. Injected with an experimental super soldier serum, Steve Rogers has the peak potential of strength, endurance, and dexterity. That didn't say anything about this stealth suit, but okay. Ooh. Now this is only my third Iron Man ever. Unfortunately, I don't have the first one anymore. I don't know what I did. I was a reckless kid. Maybe I've had these Marvel Legends figures since I was barely double digits in age. His head was really stuck in there. This massive Hulk arm. Okay, so there he is, Atmosphere Iron Man. Easy to swap fists. You saw how easy it was to pull it out. I really love this mold for Iron Man. It's nice and bulky, especially with these shoulders right here. If they can make Iron Man 2020's shoulder gears a little bit more like that, I would like his design more. And here we go. That looks very nice to me. Very nice. Especially on the space background I got. Just fits. Very nice figure. Very stiff. So he shouldn't have any problem standing. There you go. Next up, we have the figure I was most excited for, which is Falcon in his original costume, or a classic costume, if you will. In the movies, I love Falcon. I love his personality, but his costume, too modern. Like, they could have kept it the same and added a little bit more like red armor plates. I don't know. Gave him bright red wings, maybe with some candy paint. I don't know. Just a little too modern for me. I love this look more. Sam Wilson soars through the skies, dispensing justice and restoring faith in humanity. Wouldn't we need a Falcon right now in real life? And he comes with the left leg of Joe Fixit. You know, they hid that Joe Fixit leg so well that I didn't even know he was part of the Build-A-Figure at first. I was just gonna get him anyway. But yeah, look at that. And went flying. It's like a karate chop hand. I guess that's for flying poses. He looks great. Stands great. Let's see how he stands up with those wings on. Ooh, this gives me a good idea how that vulture figure is going to be when I finally catch up to it. Quick question for collectors. Do you guys keep your boxes? I feel a little nuts keeping all my boxes like this, but somebody told me it'd be a good idea. So the wing pieces just insert into the back of his arms. That's interesting. Wow, that looks amazing. And yes, he can still stand fine with the wings on. That is just awesome. You cannot say that is not awesome. Man, I love this design. This is gonna look cool somewhere on the shelf. Man. Next up, we have Jocasta in the torso of Joe Fixit. She's a little bit lesser known, I think, in compared to her creator, Ultron. But she is equally as storied, I would say. She's been around since the late 70s. He made her because obviously he was alone and tried to put the Wasp life force into her. Didn't work out too well. Let's see. Jocasta's superhuman force fields and electromagnetic beams make her a valuable ally of the Avengers. You think they reference the fact that Ultron made her, but it is pretty obvious that she is somehow related to Ultron just by looking at her. It's one of those first she's a bad guy, then she's a good guy, then she's a bad guy, then she's a good guy stories. I guess these hands are meant to look like she's working on a computer. If you want to get some shots in like that. Looks very typey, almost Spider-Man-like. Now I'm gonna have to get that classic Ultron to get some shots in. Okay, so she stands, but she was a little difficult about it. Her design kind of reminds me of Ahsoka from Clone Wars. Oh my goodness. Well, pretty sure if I mess with her feet a little bit more, I can get her to stand straight, but you saw that she stood. That's pretty much all I wanted to see, if she could stand on her own. Fidget around with that more, but a little difficult with it. This is pretty huge. I like this closed jacket look for Joe. We'll see him in just a minute. Let's move on. Next up, we have one of the more sought-after figures of the wave, and probably the longest awaited, Kang the Conqueror. People are really excited to see him appearing in the MCU sometime soon, hopefully. He's one of the original Avengers big bads, and he's a time-traveling menace. Let's see what the back has to say about him. Born in the 31st century, Kang employs time travel and hyper-sophisticated technology to conquer all of time. Yep, it's pretty accurate. His design, judging off of the way Ronan originally looked and the way he looks in the movie, I don't think they're going to keep that color blocking at all. Hopefully they'll keep his face blue if they put him in a movie. I gotta do that. But the MCU doesn't seem to like the whole green. Probably because of green screen, I would assume. But you would think they have technology to fight that, or just add it in post. I don't know. Maybe it's too complicated. But we're probably never going to see a Blade movie with a classic green costume. Maybe for a gag, if anything. Those are some nice wingtips, Joe. I love wingtips. If I gotta wear a dress shoe, it's gotta be a wingtip. All right. Okay, so Kang is apparently left-handed because they only have the left hand with the trigger finger out. I have to do some research to see if that is comic accurate or that is just how he decided to hold the gun today. Oh no, his head just rolled off. Seems like it's on there fine now. I don't know if they made less of these or if people were just like really clamoring for a Kang for so long, but he was a little bit hard to find. That doesn't seem right how I'm holding this, but it's better than nothing. And of course, he stands just fine. All of these figures are coming out very stiff, I've noticed. But for me, that is not a bad thing. You just got to work with them a little bit. You want them to get looser. I've heard you just dip them in hot water and that'll fix it. And you want to reverse that, dip them in cold water. I heard that works like a charm. But that is one thing I'm noticing with this whole wave, a little stiff. But I prefer them to come out stiff than loose, honestly. Moving on. And last but not least, we have Thunderstrike, or Eric Masterson. Let's read a little bit about him on the back. Kevin Masterson follows in the noble footstep of his idol Thor because the world still needs heroes. Now, in canon, Kevin was a construction worker who had a run-in with Spider-Man, Thor, and some Thor villains. And they kept running into each other, and eventually he was critically injured by one of Thor's villains, I forgot who, and Thor pleads with Odin to spare his life. So Odin has the bright idea of merging them together into one person. And of course, this kind of ruins his life because he always has to stop what he's doing to be Thor. And he doesn't have time for his job or his personal life or anything. Eventually they get unmerged and the Asgardians give him a Uru hammer. And he becomes Thunderstrike from there on. That was hard to get that head out of there. But here you go. I know he doesn't necessarily have to be straight up gray, but it does bother me that he is not gray as Joe Fixit. I prefer the gray look. Maybe I'll get somebody to paint it for me. It bothers me that much. But other than that, the mold is pretty nice. The figure is nice, but I just prefer that gray over that weird dull green they went with. So here he is. I like this jacket. I like this look. He looks a lot like Ultimate Thor. I mean, he could really pass for Ultimate Thor if you just stick Thor's hammer in his hand if you have one. The only thing that stands out is different is that ponytail. And of course, his hammer is a little plain. It doesn't have any writing on it like Thor's hammer. Speaking of Thor's hammer, that new Silver Surfer Black Edition with Thor's hammer that just got announced looks awesome. And he's kind of bulky. Not Silver Surfer, him. And he stands by himself pretty well. All right, let's move on to the finale, putting together that Joe Fixit figure. Okay, guys, here we are with the great Joe Fixit. Now, he looks a lot more simple to put together than the Venom Pool because he doesn't have that weird sword accessory. He's just putting legs and arms and a head on the body, so it should be a lot quicker. Or maybe I spoke too soon. They really make sure these legs never come out again with these Build-A-Figures. There we go. There we go. He's a lot like the Kingpin Build-A-Figure. Nearly identical molds. understandably so. I don't have the Kingpin Build-A-Figure, but I do have the deluxe Spider-Man Classic to compare it to. And you know what? They're not that similar, now that I think about it. The arms, no. The only similar thing is their suit, really, because he's a lot wider here and has a movable piece here. These arms, the ball bearings on these arms are different, and the knees are different a little bit. So yeah, they're not that similar. Let's stand them next to each other. There he is. He looks awesome. Despite my gripe about him not being completely gray, he is a pretty dope figure. Let's stand him next to some other big guys. And if you're a Hulk fan, he's kind of a must-have, honestly. You gotta have Joe Fixit. And you gotta have Red Hulk. It looks like Red Hulk is slightly taller than him, but maybe I'm just not noticing because his head is a little down. I don't know. They're about the same height, though. Not much of a difference. So yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop those in the comment box as well. If you have a friend who still hasn't picked up the Joe Fixit Wave and they want a better look at the figures that come with it, please recommend this video to them. I couldn't be more grateful for you guys that have done that have liked, that have subscribed, and that have commented. Thank you all for watching the video. TMF out.